Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Today we're going to be looking at one of the latest releases from Wuben flashlights. This is the Wuben D1, and what makes this flashlight interesting and unique is the flood zone on this one. This is what they call a super flood flashlight, and the way they accomplish that is by the multi-angular reflector that is included with this flashlight. It provides 175 degrees of flood zone. Now the max output on this one is 1100 lumens, which is pretty respectable, and the max throw on this one is 130 meters. So it's not the furthest throwing flashlight, but its calling card really is the wide flood zone that it provides. Now this particular flashlight only has the side switch. It does not include a tail switch with this one, but the tail cap is magnetic, and because it's flat bottom, it sticks to pretty much any fair surface that you want it to. And because of the lighter weight of this flashlight, pretty much any orientation that it's in, regardless of angle, as long as it's on a good solid contact with a fair surface, and it's going to stick. That's one of the things that I really like about this flashlight quite a bit. Now it comes with a 1.5 meter impact resistance rating, and it comes with an IP68 waterproof rating of 2 meters for 1 hour. So it's very, very waterproof flashlight. Now some of the accessories that come with this flashlight. First of all, you get the interesting charging cable that comes with this. This is a USB Type-C recharging flashlight, but it can also be used as a power bank, and we're going to get to that here in just a little bit. So it comes with the additional female Type A plug on the side of this one as well. Also includes the Wuben lanyard. Lanyard attachment for this one is located down here at the bottom at the base, and it's pretty easy to get on and off there as well. And then the next thing that comes with it is a couple of extra O-rings for the tail cap in order to keep that waterproof rating up. Now it's constructed out of T6061 aluminum, and the milling that they do on here is pretty unique to Wuben. They do a quite a bit different. It's a distinguishing factor for the Wuben flashlights as opposed to some of the other manufacturers out there, and provides a pretty decent amount of grip. Now it comes with a two position pocket clip, two orientation pocket clip, dual orientation but single position. So this is going to be a tip up carry, but you can clip it in two directions. That could be an area of contention for a lot of people, because I know a lot of people like to carry flashlights in a tip down orientation. This one will not allow you to do that, but because of the nice flat bottom to it, it will tail stand quite nicely. Now the battery platform on here is 18650, and you'll notice that on the body there's no charging port to this one. The charging port for this one is on the battery itself. But what's unique about this is the fact that it can be used as a power bank. So if you're out on the go and you find your cell phone has run down quite a bit to the point where you just can't get near a charger, as long as you have a charging cable with you, either USB Type-C to whatever yours is, whatever your phone is, or in combination with their charging cable, you can then plug this in and then use your charging cable to charge up your phone. It's something that's actually a pretty nice little feature to this flashlight. Well, let's go through the user interface of this one, which is really quite simplified. It's not terrible to get through. Has 6 different settings on it that are really kind of easy to navigate through. Let me show you. So this flashlight has 4 main lumen settings, and you can get to those with the side switch with a single press. That's going to get you into whichever setting you're in. Right now I have it in the high one, so I'll cycle back down. Now the first one, actually you can do it a couple different ways. You can single click, and that's going to get you into the memory of one of those 4 main settings. Or let's just turn it on and cycle up a little bit. We'll shut it off, and then if you long press into it, then you'll come in directly to the moon mode. So the moon mode on this one is 5 lumens. And that's going to have 150 hours of runtime. And then if you long press, you get into the second mode, which is 100 lumens at 30 hours of runtime. Then if you get into third mode, which is their medium mode, that's going to be 300 lumens at 5 hours of runtime. And then finally, the long press one more time, and that'll get you into their high mode, 1100 lumens, which is going to have a runtime of only 30 seconds. And then it's going to drop down to 400 lumens for an additional 2.5 hours of runtime. And then if you click it off whenever you come back in, like I mentioned before, if you just single click into it, you're going to come back into whichever of those 4 modes that you left it in last. So memory for those 4 main modes. Now to get to the flash setting, and a little bit of a flash warning here, it's a quick double click on the flashlight. So 1, 2, and that'll get you into flash. If you double click again while you're in the flash mode, that puts you into an SOS mode. And those are the 6 settings for this flashlight. Now there is a breathing light on this flashlight as well. So to get to that, to turn that on, you can triple click it, 1, 2, and 3. And then right there where the W is, this flashlight is charged up pretty well, so it should be a solid blue. Once the battery starts to dip down a little bit, then it'll go into a breathing blue, and then it'll go into a red, and then it'll go into a breathing red to give you different levels of battery indication. And I'll put the chart up here to show you what those are, what those numbers are. So I do like that breathing light. When you have this on a nightstand or something, you can very easily locate this flashlight. It's not a feature that's in every flashlight. There are some that have it. So it's something that I actually like about this flashlight quite a bit. And then to shut it off, if you don't want that on, then you can just triple click and it will shut that breathing light off. Now for some of the other specs on this flashlight, the overall length is 4.13 inches in overall length. It gives you a 0.93 diameter on the body of the flashlight. It's going to translate to 105 millimeters by 23.5 millimeters in diameter. So it's pretty lightweight, and because of that, I mentioned before about the very flat bottom, magnetic flat bottom to this. This flashlight, when you stick it onto a fair surface, will hold pretty much in any orientation that you want to, and it really has a very strong grip, and it's something that I like about this flashlight. And the combination of that flat bottom and the lighter weight of this flashlight is what gives you the ability to do that. And so pretty much any fair surface that you stick it on, it's going to stay right where you put it. Now the price on this one runs in at $60 retail is what it's going for. And a few of the things that I like about this flashlight. First of all, that really wide flood zone is pretty unique. 175 degrees of flood really lights up things quite nicely in your immediate vicinity. It's great for walking, hiking, camping light, just a regular EDC light. It really lights up stuff quite a wide zone, almost 180 degrees. So it's really quite impressive. A couple of the other things that I like about this flashlight, first of all, the lightweight of this one, the overall size. I especially like the 18650 battery platform for an EDC carry. I like the flat bottom on here that does not have a tail switch, for the fact that it will stick to pretty much any fair surface that you stick it to, and that can be quite convenient. It also tail stands quite nicely with that flat bottom. The last thing that I really enjoy about this flashlight is the fact that it has that particular battery wherein you can use it as a little power bank to charge up if you're on the go and your cell phone is running low or something like that. Then you can charge it off of this battery, providing you have the cables with you. So that is a pretty unique feature in a smaller flashlight like this. And there's 3 things about this light that I really find myself liking. Now, this is not going to have the highest lumen output setting. At 1100 lumens, it's still pretty respectable for an EDC flashlight. 130 meters of throw is definitely not the furthest throwing flashlight that you're going to have, but I don't know of any other flashlight that I can think of offhand that's going to have that 175 degrees of flood either. So it makes up for it. It's kind of a little bit of a trade-off there. One thing that some people may not like is the fact that the pocket clip can't be flipped, so it's always going to be a tip-up carry. For me, that doesn't bother me quite as much as it will other people. But I do know that a lot of people like to carry their flashlights in a tip-down carry. Overall, at $60, I think this is a pretty decent value, especially for the unique features that this flashlight offers. And it's one that I actually recommend. This is a pretty nice little EDC flashlight for its size, for its run times, that wide flood zone. I really like that battery. I don't know why. I know it's a little bit inconvenient to charge up, to have to take the battery out in order to charge it up. But the trade-off is that you can use it as a little power bank as well. And I think it's worth the trade-off with this flashlight. This is the Wuben D1. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.